Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to you. As you can see, I'm in the shop early this morning. It's like 8:35, somewhere along here. I got down here. I got my mom to come pick me up so I can get some stuff done. And you see it's cold. You can see the breath coming out. You can see everything. It's cold. But around, I'm in the shop. Got my camera stand set up. I got a whole bunch of stuff, and don't mind this stuff that's on the floor right here. They ain't gonna be here when I get started. But I'm gonna make it my business to tear this carburetor down today. So, like I showed y'all before, I got the kit. If you want to get this for yourself, this is the part number on it. It's an Edelbrock kit, number 12750 for 4160 models, which is what this is. It's a nice kit, and you would think like, oh, Edelbrock make a kit for Holley. It's got really nice gaskets in it. It's a well put together kit. I've used it many times before. I'm gonna try to get that done today. So with that being said, the next time I cut y'all back on, Lord willing, I'm gonna be trying to jump on that so I can get this beastly of an Impala cranked up and hopefully test drive it. So I don't know if it'll be today though, because I like to let my carburetor parts sit overnight. I still got to get this finished, and I got this running because, like, you know, it was like 30. It was in the low 30s, I think, last night. So I got this running so it can get heat up the fluid, so I can get ready to start doing the maintenance stuff on it. We'll get that out the way, but I ain't gonna record none of that stuff. But I'm gonna get that out the way. And I'm gonna try to get this out the way, because all I got to do is get the ignition time and set where it need to be. Every time I do something on it, I got to fix what whoever this old man had the car did before my cousin got it. So I'm pretty much in the undoing process with this. But it's coming along. It's just one of those things, like, you know, when somebody else got a car before you have it, they might do things the way you wouldn't do it. But I left the battery charger on it ever since Thanksgiving, and as you can see, green light on, fully charged, so I won't have no issues with getting it to turn over. So once I get it running and get it timed the way it need to be, I'm gonna pull this off the ramps and get it out from under here. But like I said, the main point of the video is this gem right here. So the quicker I can get this torn down, I brought my bucket from the job that I took the top off. Well, I can take the top off, it's on there now. But let it sit in there, let it soak, and then probably about the next day I put it back together and get it tuned like it need to and set it back on the car, and hopefully it'll run like it should, and it'll respond to the metering adjustments. So I'm gonna go ahead and put y'all on pause for now. I'm gonna get some stuff done. When I turn y'all back on, I'm gonna have you up on the tripod, and y'all gonna be watching me tear this carburetor down. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do that time lapse thing, because I don't want to have like 40 minutes of tear down, you know, because don't nobody really want to watch no video doing that. But if I can figure that out, I'll do that, and then I can show y'all certain things as I go. But stay tuned, and like I said, when I cut y'all back on, I'll be tearing this carburetor down. All right, guys, we back. I got my work done. I got the Caprice finished for right now until my cousin get the carburetor rebuilt on it, and then he said he wanted me to take something out the brakes or whatever. But we'll deal with that whenever I get back on it. Got the Honda done. Had another customer come and ask me about checking the check engine light, so I got that straight. So now it's time. So now it's time to go ahead and start tearing into the carburetor. So I'm gonna get y'all turned around, and come on, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and let me see if I can get this thing set. I'm not gonna show y'all, I guess, every piece of it, but I'm gonna show you as much as I can, you know, without making the video too long, because I know that you probably should, and a lot of people gonna be like, oh, it ain't gonna work right because you didn't tear this down, or you didn't replace this, and you didn't replace that, and all this and that and the third. I do not take each and every part of the carburetor off when I do rebuilds. I take off what I need to take off, like the choke and all this sort of stuff. It was working fine before I took it off, so a lot of the times I don't even mess with none of that. I take the fuel bowls off, clean out the metering block, take off the base plate. I blow air through all the circuits that I can, and I leave everything else like it is. As I said earlier in the video, I don't rebuild enough to the point to where I have enough knowledge, I'll say, to tear it completely down, like part for part for part. And also, some of that stuff is not in this kit. So I'm gonna replace what I need to replace in this kit, and then I'm gonna put it back together and put it on the car and see what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the tear down. I was gonna try to do one of them time lapse videos or whatever, but I don't want it to rush through some of the parts that you might need to see. I got my bucket ready. You can't see it, but it's behind me. So as I take certain things off, matter of fact, I need to get that magnet. Got my trusted Harbor Freight magnet. So what screws come off, they go in there. And the bigger parts I'm gonna lay out, and then I'm gonna just take the phone off the stand and show y'all, what I did so far as I tear it down. Okay. So take this block and put it on the shelf. I ain't gonna need that right now until I get ready to put it back together. Or I could have left it down here and just set it up by the wall. Now there's no particular order that you got to go in. Let me get y'all down some because you're missing some of the carburetor. You ain't got to worry about seeing me too much, but I do want you to see the carburetor. Y'all just bear with me, because the carburetor is what the video is mainly about. Alright, now everybody has their preference as to what they want to take off first and all that good stuff. I understand that. You do whatever make you feel good. But as for me, I really don't have a preference. Because I don't use the vacuum port for the advancement on the distributor, I always plug that off. But you got to be careful with some of these things here, man, because them jokers will get brittle and crack up, and they can cause vacuum leaks. So just be careful. Be mindful of that. I'll put that in the magnet. I might put that magnet, I might not. And you got another one running over my carpet. That's the back. It's on the front. I done took that off already, but you got another one that's up here that you, I don't know if y'all can see that. It's right here. Another port, but that's vacuum all the time. So I always leave this linkages and all that stuff on. I don't ever really take that stuff off. Go ahead and start by taking off the rear fuel bowl. These bolts don't have to be super tight. You got to realize that you are screwing into aluminum. So in the event that you strip out something, a lot of times you can ruin the whole carburetor by that. You might be able to use parts off it on something else, but most of the time you ruin the whole carburetor. Like I actually got one up under this bag over here. That was a 650. I think it had a choke on it, mechanical choke, that I was supposed to use, and my crazy self went and tightened down the fuel squirters too tight and pulled the threads out the air horn. So, now they probably can be fixed, but in my opinion, I instantly turned that carburetor into a piece of junk. That's the rear fuel bowl or the secondary fuel bowl. Take this little, and these things have seals in them too, so be mindful of that. That way you can put the right one back in. This one actually wasn't in there that long, but it's right here. This little O-ring deal. I'm trying to get it out so you can see what it looked like, but it don't want to cooperate. But it'll be all right. I gotta. Oh, there it is. But that's what it looked like. Okay. Take that. Set that aside. Set that back. And then you got this plate. It's a bit that come in the kit that gives you a way to take this plate off. I don't know exactly the name of the plate. I'm sure that you some of you guys in the comments might know. When I rebuild these things or tear them down, all I do is take it off in order, replace the seals and gaskets and Teflon O-rings and all that good stuff, set the floats, turn my meter screws a turn and a half, maybe a turn and a quarter depending on the application, turn that out. I'll open the throttle a little bit just to get it running, and then I'll fine tune it once I got the engine running. That's just how I do it. I know it may not be right according to some people or whatever, but hey, it works for me. So I'm gonna try to do a fast version, as I keep saying over and over and over, of the teardown process. You know, so you can see what I got to do, and I'll show you what I'm gonna put in the gas. I would use that berry mints that a lot of people talk about, you know, for like cleaning parts and all that. But I'm not finna spend no $60, $70, $80 for no parts cleaning stuff. When gas will do the same thing. This is the front fuel bowl. Okay. Got your accelerator pump up under there. I'm not gonna take that off right now because when I get ready to go back together with it, I'm gonna blow all these circuits out and put the new diaphragm for the accelerator pump on it. And the good thing about these gaskets, yeah, I might be tapping it pretty hard with the handle of that screwdriver, but I don't have to do no serious prying with it. All right, that's a metering block. Okay, your jets here, which I got to take them out and make sure they blow it out. This is the most critical part, in my opinion, to make sure you have perfectly clean. Go back with a new power valve and all that good stuff. Now, you just got your air horn and your base plate, and then your linkages, of course. So what I do then, let's see if I can find my screwdriver. I ain't got to find that. My ring up out of the toolbox. So I'm gonna feel it so I can go ahead and start popping them loose. Every time you need a screwdriver, the one that you're looking for seems to elude you. Now, you could do this with a carburetor stand if that's what you're into. I got a lot of blocks of wood around here, so what I do is I use these blocks of wood rather, and then I take them loose, and which they're not all that tight. It ain't like you don't have to use your incredible Hulk strength to get them loose. Because I got to clean this and all. I got to clean this as well. You probably should go in some certain, you know, direction or sequence to get them loose, but I don't never really have them that tight. Just tight enough not to leak. So it ain't like I'm finna warp it by, oh, you didn't take it loose in order. You probably should in some situations, but this not that serious. I ain't getting ready to run Chief or Car Killer or none of that. This is going on a street driven vehicle. I want it to be clean when I go back together now. This base plate might want to be a little stubborn there. It's coming though. You got to be kind of careful with it because it does have those pins. And another thing I want to show y'all too, your choke is hooked to the base plate. Oh, man, y'all couldn't see it. Your choke is hooked to the base plate. What I got to do to take the base plate completely off is disconnect this. It's like a real tiny E-clip. I got to get that off and then I can move this linkage. Shoot, you can barely see it, but I get it off. Make sure y'all can see me. You definitely don't want to lose this. This got to be the smallest E-clip I have seen in a long while. I might need a peak to get this off. Let me see if I got one. Y'all just bear with me. Like my peak's at the dealership. They want to be stubborn. I'm going to have to use 2 screwdrivers. No, that's a bad idea. I tell you what, since I'm struggling with this right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause y'all, get it off so it don't fly all over the place, and then I'll cut you back on as I start tearing it down. Alright, y'all. This thing is super tiny. I got it off though. I'm going to have to use the needle nose pliers to even show you. I can't get it to zoom in. Can y'all see it barely? That's the little clip that holds that linkage on. I definitely got to put that in the magnet. That holds that linkage on for the vacuum secondaries. Alright, got that off. Base plate. Of course, I'm gonna clean all this stuff up before we go back together with it. Get all this old gasket surface off. I'm probably like wire brush it or scotch brite it or whatever. Set that to the side. And I gotta get, it's supposed to be a bit that come in the box that you're supposed to be able to do all that with. I'm a trusted razor blade. Now, the only reason I'm opening up this kit right now is because I'm looking for the bit that's in there. I should have one from the old kit, but I don't know what I did with it. I don't feel like looking for it right now. There it is, right here. This the tool that comes in the kit. I don't know if y'all can see that. This the tool that comes in the kit for taking this plate off from the secondaries. It can stay up now. I ain't gonna move it again until I get ready to do something else with it. So, find my bit holder. And you also got to put it back with these. Take all these weird looking, I don't even know what you call the head screws for these. You take all these off. If y'all annoyed by the noise in the background, forgive me. It's cold. Oh no, what I'm doing? Can you put nothing right there? Please forgive me. It's cold, so I got the little space heat on, and for some reason it like to rattle, and I guess it's off balance. But as long as it's throwing heat out, it can make all the noise it wants at the moment. Until I figure out a way to play music in my video while I'm working without getting copyrighted. So you have to deal with me talking in the silence for right now. All right. That was the last one. Come out from the knee. Now, this plate, sometimes it will come right off and sometimes it won't. It'll be quick. But this is the back side of it. As you can see, it got circuits in it. I don't know what circuits they are. I just know that they're circuits and they need to be clean. So all your 4160 style carburetors, as far as Holley, Demon, BG, the Brawler, which is quick fuel, all of them have. If it's a 4160, you got this kind of setup normally in the back. What is it calling me while I'm recording? Y'all, I don't know if that was in the video or not, but I got a phone call while I was recording. Anyway, where my razor blade at? I'm gonna try to get the old gasket off. And even though they say non-stick, when you do snug them down, they do got a pretty good hole. So even though they're non-stick, you know, be prepared for them to be a little stubborn. All this stuff look pretty clean, but there's a circuit in here some way. I don't know if it's on the front side or the back side that was causing me trouble. So what I'm gonna do is get ready to, matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take all this choke and all this stuff off too. I ain't did that the last time, but I'm gonna do it this time. Because I want to set this air horn down inside. I want to set it down inside of the what I call the parts washer, and get all that debris and whatever residue is in there. I want to get all that out. So I'm going to take all these screws off as well. You can barely get to that one that's at the top side because you're supposed to take the choke cover off first, but I don't want to bother that, so I didn't want to take it loose. I may still have to, because like I say, this is my first time tearing it down to this extent. Because see, it's linkages that I got to get it loose for me to deal with that. And I don't want to take it out from up top where the flapper is. So what I'm gonna do is just a little small little clip. I'm gonna take that loose like so. Put that with the other tiny one that I don't want to lose, and I'm gonna slide it off. And there you go. Now to keep from losing the screws, I'm gonna put them back in their places and set that aside. But those not going in the parts washer. And then I got to take my vacuum pump, if that's what they call it. I want to take that off. Because I ain't gonna be putting it in those bucket to be like slinging around and bouncing around. I'm just set them in some gas like they did in the old days, maybe overnight, and then I'm gonna let it soak. And then when I come back down here, Lord willing, I'm gonna take them out and dry them off, blow them off with the shop here, and then blow out all the circuits and then put it back together. And normally that'd be enough to get it back operational like it should be. My suggestion to you guys, if you haven't done this before, maybe you can take a picture with a camera or something like that, so you know what goes where. What I like to do for certain parts is I'll leave the screws in them, like I did for this. It's off the carburetor, of course, but I left the screws in it. I'm gonna just set that aside. So now all you got is the air horn. So these are all my parts. Put my block over here I'm gonna just cover that up with this. I'm gonna get y'all off the stand right fast. Get you turned around. All right. These is all the parts. 2 fuel bowls. The linkage pipe, I'll call it, that goes from one fuel bowl to the other. The base plate. This the plate that goes on the back side of the air horn for the secondaries, and this is the air horn. So this is I guess part 1, or either the tear down part or the rebuild. So when I cut y'all back on, Lord willing, I guess in the next video, let me get from in here so I can close it out. I mess around and fall. But go ahead and get ready to close the video out. Thank you for sticking with me. If you stuck with the video this long, I appreciate you. Like I always say, be blessed, be encouraged, and keep wrenching. I'll see y'all on the next video.